Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you, who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Broen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Monday, we talk about conscious living. And this month, we're focusing on the unique path to growth that pregnancy and postpartum offers us creators. Today's episode is all about how pregnancy and postpartum changes your relationship with your spouse. No matter how long you've been with your partner, whether it's been a few years or a few decades, pregnancy and postpartum will introduce you to new versions of each other. Some you'll love, some you won't recognize, and some will ask you to grow in ways that you didn't expect. And that's not a sign something's wrong. That's the invitation. Pregnancy and postpartum don't just change your body or your schedule, they change your relationship. They ask both people in the partnership to become something new. New parents, new support systems, new versions of self. And while there's a beauty to that, the tenderness of co-creating life, the sacredness of seeing your love reflected in a growing child, there's also very real grief and disorientation in it. Especially when the pace and nature of change looks very different for each partner. Because for the birthing parent, this experience is a full body, full identity metamorphosis. The needs, the emotions, the internal shifts come fast and loud. Whereas for the supporting partner, change often comes in subtler waves until it collides with the visible or emotional needs of their person. And that's where the friction can begin. Suddenly, what once felt like harmony now feels like a missed connection. You're in the same house, same relationship, but not on the same page. One partner's needs are rising in intensity and urgency, while the other is still catching up to the fact that the rules of the relationship have changed. Even when both partners are fully present and doing their best, the needs in this season can grow faster than our capacity to meet them. That is a painful truth, but it's a common one. Your partner cannot meet every single need you have in this season, and you cannot meet every single need they have either. That doesn't make you incompatible. It just makes you human. So let me say something else very clearly. Even with the most empowering birth story, postpartum is a form of trauma recovery. It's physical, it's spiritual, it's hormonal, and it's deeply vulnerable. And going through trauma recovery without emotional attunement from your partner can lead to big rupture, resentment, or a slow emotional erosion, especially when it's layered with sleeplessness, overstimulation, and a huge identity shift. This is where things start to feel murky, and for some couples, even hopeless. Not because they don't love each other, but because they're unprepared for who they're each becoming. So how do we stay connected when it feels like we're changing on two different tracks? How do we stay attuned when our needs are multiplying and our capacity is shrinking? How do we protect the partnership, not just from conflict, but from disconnection? Here's what I know to be true. This season requires more grace than precision. You don't need to say everything perfectly. You don't need to have a daily check-in ritual that runs like clockwork. You don't need to keep your love pristine or polished. But you do need open doors for honest communication, systems of support that live outside your relationship, a willingness to repair when rupture happens, a deep commitment to honoring the emotional experiences both of you are having, even if they look very different. If you're feeling off, distant, or raw in your relationship right now, please know this is incredibly common. You are in the gooey middle of becoming. You're both adjusting to the weight of new roles, new emotions, and new rhythms of life. And every emotion that rises, the love, the resentment, the fear, the overwhelm, is part of that evolution. This season doesn't ask you to have it all figured out. It asks you to just stay in the room, to keep reaching for each other, even if it's awkward, to speak out loud, even when the words are imperfect, to return gently over and over again to the question, who are we becoming now? This episode lays the foundation for the rest of this week, where we'll explore intimacy and what that looks like to stay connected when your body, energy, and emotions feel foreign. The quiet loneliness that can sneak into this season, even in the strongest partnerships. What it looks like to renegotiate your rhythms, responsibilities, and teamwork. And the invisible labor, the emotional, mental, and logistical weight that one or both of you may silently be carrying. But for today, just take this in. You are both becoming. This is a sacred undoing. And there's nothing wrong with you if it feels harder than you expected. You are not who you were, and that's okay. The question is, who are you becoming together? That's what we'll be exploring this week. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Join me here tomorrow as we explore intimacy in transition and how to reimagine closeness during pregnancy and postpartum. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share the love by sending it to someone you know it would support, and by leaving reviews and comments. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you and to support those you care about. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day, and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.